Your heart is broadcasting a measurable magnetic field that extends several feet out from your body in all directions. It's a field of information, and it's interacting with the world around you right now. You're about to understand the precise mechanism that allows this field to interface with the fundamental fabric of reality. This is the physics of how your internal state becomes your external experience. And you're already using this mechanism every single moment, whether you know it or not, usually to create a reality you don't actually want. The story begins with a biological fact that feels like science fiction. The heart's electrical field is about 60 times stronger than the electrical activity generated by the brain. Its magnetic field is nearly 5,000 times stronger. Think about that. The organ you associate with feeling and emotion generates an energetic field that dwarfs the one produced by the organ you associate with thought. This field is a carrier wave. Just like a radio wave carries music, your heart's field carries information. The information it carries is the quality of your emotion. When you experience stress, frustration, or fear, your heart rhythm becomes erratic and disordered. The signal it broadcasts is chaotic. It's incoherent static. It's a messy, jagged waveform that carries a jumbled, noisy message. Your body feels this immediately. The brain receives this chaotic input and shifts into survival mode, narrowing your focus and releasing stress chemicals. But the signal also radiates outward into the space around you. When you experience gratitude, joy, or compassion, your heart rhythm becomes smooth, ordered, and harmonious. It looks like a perfect rolling sine wave. This state is called coherence. The signal it broadcasts is powerful, stable, and clear. It's a laser where the chaotic signal of stress was a flickering candle. This coherent signal doesn't just calm your own system, it broadcasts a highly ordered pattern of information. But where exactly is this signal being sent? To answer that, we have to look at the nature of reality itself. At the most fundamental level, the universe appears to be a field of vibrating energy and information. Physicists call it the quantum field. It's a sea of infinite potential, where every possibility exists simultaneously as a wave of probability. A particle is everywhere and nowhere until it is observed. The act of observation seems to be what collapses the wave of infinite possibilities into a single, concrete event in space-time. You've heard this called the observer effect. It's a cornerstone of quantum mechanics, proven over and over for a century. A particle's behavior changes based on whether or not it's being watched. This raises a profound question. If observation creates reality from potential, what constitutes an observer? For decades, the assumption was a scientific instrument, or a conscious human looking at a screen, a thought, an intention. People tried for years to influence random number generators with their minds, with some small, statistically significant results. But the effects were weak, fleeting, and hard to replicate. A thought alone is like a whisper in a hurricane. It's a tiny electrical flicker from the brain, trying to impose order on a field of infinite energy. The signal is too weak. It gets lost in the noise. So what turns up the volume? What gives a signal the power to actually collapse a wave of potential into a chosen experience? The amplifier is your heart. The brain provides the map. The intention, the specific what you are focusing on. It's the image of the new job, the healed body, the loving relationship. It's the destination you type into your GPS. But the heart provides the engine. The feeling, the elevated emotion of what it would be like to already be there. This is the fuel. When you combine a clear intention from your brain with an elevated emotion from your heart, the two systems synchronize. They begin to beat to the same rhythm. This is heart-brain coherence. Your brain waves and your heart rhythms lock into a harmonious, unified state, and something incredible happens to your signal. It transforms from a weak, wavering broadcast into a powerful, focused electromagnetic wave. The thought is no longer just a thought, it's now encoded onto the powerful carrier wave of the heart's magnetic field. You are broadcasting the specific informational pattern of your desired future, supercharged by the energy of a corresponding emotion. You're sending a signal that contains both the thought of your future and the feeling of your future, and you are sending it with 5,000 times the magnetic power of thought alone. But what is this coherent signal actually doing in the quantum field? How does it select one possibility out of an infinite number? The mechanism is resonance. The quantum field is a field of frequencies. Every potential reality, from the smallest to the largest, has a unique energetic signature, a specific frequency. Your coherent signal is also a frequency. When you consistently broadcast a specific signal, the signature of your chosen future, you begin to activate that corresponding frequency in the field. You're sending out a clear and persistent tuning fork vibration. The laws of physics dictate that another tuning fork with the same resonant frequency will begin to vibrate in response. You are literally tuning into the frequency of a new reality. The key is combining thought and feeling. If you think about wealth but feel lack, you are broadcasting two contradictory signals. It's a message of static. The thought of, "I want to be healthy," combined with the feeling of sickness, sends a jumbled, incoherent signal that creates more of the same. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being, energetically. When the feeling of your wish fulfilled becomes your dominant state of being, you become a vibrational match to that reality. You are no longer just asking for it. You are broadcasting its signature. You are calling it to you through the principle of resonance. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you a reflection of the signal you are sending. This process happens instantly at the quantum level. Information is shared. Your coherent state essentially entangles you with that potential future, pulling it out of the realm of possibility and into your experienced reality. But here's the turn. This isn't a tool you have to learn to use. You are already using it. You have been using it every second of your life. The question is, what signal have you been broadcasting by default? For many people, the default state is one of mild anxiety, of hurry, of frustration, of looking at what's wrong. We wake up, and the first thing we feel is the pressure of the day. We remember our problems. We anticipate stress. We live in a state of low-grade, incoherent survival, and so we broadcast a signal of lack, of struggle, of things staying the same. Then we look at our lives, see the lack and the struggle, and say, "See, I knew it." We are caught in a feedback loop where our reality confirms our broadcast, and our broadcast is determined by our reality. We are creating our future based on the feelings of our past. Some would argue this is just a reframing of positive thinking, a psychological trick. The research points to a physical process. The electromagnetic field generated by a coherent heart is a measurable physical force. It's not a metaphor. Your emotional state has a physical signature that extends beyond your skin. When you change your emotional state deliberately, you are changing the physical information you broadcast into the field that connects all things. It's a shift from being a victim of your reality to being its architect. You move from cause and effect, where the outer world changes how you feel, to causing an effect, where your inner world changes the outer world. The physics supports this, the biology supports this. The only thing left is your application. So, how does this work in practice? It begins with interrupting the feedback loop, deliberately taking time to cultivate the feeling of your desired future. You sit down, close your eyes, and ask, what would it feel like if my dream was my reality right now? Then you generate that feeling in your heart. You feel the gratitude, the freedom, the wholeness. You feel it for minutes until it becomes more real than your current problems. In that moment, you are changing your magnetic signature. You are broadcasting a new signal, a new request, and you are doing it with the most powerful transmitter in your biology. Do this repeatedly. Day after day, you are conditioning your body to a new emotional mind. You are becoming familiar with the feeling of your future. The more you do it, the more natural it feels. You start to go through your day feeling more whole, more abundant, more grateful, before anything in your outer world has actually changed. And that is the point where the magic happens, because the quantum field responds not to your pleading, but to your alignment. It mirrors the signal of who you are being. When you truly feel like the person who has what you want, the universe has no choice. It must send you experiences that match that signature. The synchronicities appear, the right people call, the opportunity you couldn't have foreseen materializes. The outer world begins to reorganize itself to match your new inner world. It has to. It's a law of energy. This entire system works through coherence. A disordered, chaotic internal state creates a disordered, chaotic life. It broadcasts static and receives static back. A coherent, ordered internal state broadcasts a clear signal and receives a clear reflection. The choice of what signal to send is always yours. Your heart is the broadcasting tower, and your emotions are the frequency you choose to broadcast. The ballot box of reality is open right now. It's been open this whole time. And this same principle of coherent energetic fields might explain why certain ancient structures around the world have a measurable, repeatable effect on human biology and consciousness, which is an entirely different kind of broadcast.